Welcome into NFL Daily. I'm your host, Jack Sperry, and on today's show, I'm going to be discussing 8 teams in the National Football League right now, heading into Thanksgiving, that I think for sure need to get a new quarterback during the 2024 offseason. Before I get into my list here in just a second, kick us off here by getting down in the comment section. Caleb Williams, USC quarterback, is going to be the prize of the 2024 NFL Draft. So which team is going to land him in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes? Who is going to get the number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft? Let me know down there in the comments section. My best guess as to who is going to win the Caleb Williams sweepstakes is the Chicago Bears. Not only do they have their own draft pick, but they also have the Carolina Panthers first-round draft pick. And sitting at 1-9 right now, the Carolina Panthers currently have the number 1 selection, and that is why the Chicago Bears are number 1 on my list of today's teams. You might be saying to yourselves, Jack, they have Justin Fields. But here's the thing, man, okay? So right now, the Bears have the Carolina Panthers pick in the first round, and the Panthers currently hold the number 1 spot in the 2024 NFL Draft order with the worst record in the National Football League at 1-9. And personally, I'm not too sure if I see Carolina get much better as the rest of this season goes on. You look at Justin Fields' numbers, I actually think he's been underrated to this point in the season. Through 6 games played, just over 60% completions, just over 200 yards passing. That's not taking into account his rushing production. But he has thrown for 11 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. But, man, I look at a guy like Caleb Williams and the fact that this guy could not only reset the quarterback clock in terms of having a rookie contract there for Chicago, but this is the type of guy that can carry an NFL offense from day one, in my opinion. Based on what I've seen from his film as one of the draft analysts here at Chat Sports, I'm not sure in all my years of evaluating quarterbacks, it's been over about the last 6-7 years here, I'm not sure if I've seen a better quarterback prospect on the field than Caleb Williams. Now, the off-the-field stuff, he's kind of a douche. Let's be completely honest with that, right? He's kind of like the Bo Callahan of this draft, right? He is the most, on the field, he is the most polished. He is the most exciting. He is the most dynamic talent that you can find. And because that is the case, even over Drake May, I think that if Williams is there for the taking for Chicago, you have to trade Fields and you have to draft Caleb Williams. And the team that I think that would be most likely to land Justin Fields in a trade is the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to go with Desmond Ridder again this week. Let's just face it, guys. It's not going to be Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke. Both those guys stink, all right? So they're going to be going into the offseason looking to get a new quarterback. Justin Fields is a Georgia native, Falcon fan growing up, and he would love to play for the Atlanta Falcons. And honestly, I think that there's a deal that could be made here between the Falcons and the Chicago Bears. The Bears would get a second-round pick in 2023. They'd recoup the one, essentially, that they sent to the Washington Commanders in exchange for Montez Sweat. Then they'd also get a 2024 fourth-round pick, and then the Falcons get the guy that they hope is their franchise quarterback moving forward. And I just really do think that Justin Fields would love to play in Atlanta. He doesn't like playing in the cold. He'd be in the NFC South where they've got all domes or at least warm weather climates. So I think that this is something that he would absolutely love to do. If there's an opportunity to go to the Falcons, he would jump on that. Would Arthur Smith still be the head coach with him there? I guess we'll have to see on how that whole situation shakes out in Atlanta this offseason. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Will Justin Fields be a Chicago Bear at the start of the 2024 season? Type yes or type no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question with a yes or a no. Third team on my list, the New York Giants. I know what you're going to say right now, Jack. This contract with Daniel Jones, it's just absolutely ridiculous. They can't afford to get a different quarterback. And listen, I understand that argument, that this contract that they signed with Daniel Jones this past offseason, one of the worst contracts I have ever seen a team make with a quarterback. I mean, I think we kind of all really knew last year that Daniel Jones really wasn't all that good. But, he was kind of a game manager last year. He won a playoff game with them. And they kind of figured, hey, man, you just got to pull the trigger and you got to pay the man. But this year, he stunk. He gets injured for the season. And I just don't think, if you're Brian Dable, and you're Joe Schoen and you're trying to save your jobs next season, I really do think it's going to come down to how this team does next year. I don't think that you can trot out Daniel Jones as the only possible starter for this team. And I really do think that because I think it's probably going to be Chicago with the Panthers slot there number one, that I think the Giants, whether they're picking in the top 5 or maybe just outside the top 5, they're going to be one of those teams that's really trying to trade up to the number 2 spot and get in position to draft University of North Carolina Tar Heel quarterback Drake May, the 1B to Caleb Williams is 1A in this draft class. Considered by most. And I really do think that Drake May is the type of quarterback that Brian Daboll really likes. He's big, he's mobile, he's got a strong arm, and it's definitely the type of mold that Brian Daboll likes to work with. And I think he would give up maybe 3 first-round draft picks if it meant getting Drake May in the building there in the Meadowlands. Number 4 on my list, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys know, I'm assuming some of you know that I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers host here at Chat Sports, so I know this well. Kenny Pickett is not him, man. I've given the kid his shot, but I really don't think that he is the guy that's going to usher in the next generation of winning there in the Steel City. This season, just over 60% completion percentage, but it really should be lower given that he's got one of the lowest average depth of targets in the National Football League. This offensive coordinator, Matthew Canada, does not trust him to throw it down the field. You can see that with the yards per game, under 200 so far. And then this guy just doesn't throw touchdowns. Just 6 this year in 10 games played, 13 total touchdowns in 22 career starts. And then he's got the same amount of interceptions as he does touchdowns through those 22 starts. So what I would expect from Pittsburgh, because they're already paying lots of guys. They're paying Minkah Fitzpatrick. They're paying T.J. Watt. They're paying Cam Hayward. Right? They got a lot of big contracts here, and they're going to be right up against the cap. So I don't really see them going out and trading for like a big contract, right? Or signing a big name like Kirk Cousins. I really do see them more as going and getting like a Joshua Dobbs or getting a Jacoby Brissett and then drafting another quarterback in the early rounds. That's kind of where I see Pittsburgh at this point. Now, coming up here, I got 4 more teams to break down with you guys here on NFL Daily. But before I get into that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time. And let me tell you, man, Game Time is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And if you're someone like me that likes to get last-minute tickets, Game Time is going to be perfect for you because not only do they have the lowest price guarantee, so you don't have to shop around on a bunch of different apps. It's guaranteed on Game Time to get the lowest price, but also you get flash deals right before game time. So you get even lower prices right before your event starts. So if you like going to MLB baseball games, NHL hockey games, NBA basketball games, you like going to concerts, if you want to go to an event that requires tickets to be purchased, Game Time is going to be perfect for you. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. Get images of your seat before you buy them. Another great feature, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps and you're set, and then your tickets are also sent directly to your phone instead of them being sent to your email and everything gets all jumbled up. Snag the tickets without the stress now with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code NFLChat. One word, all caps. It's on the screen for you right there for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code NFLChat. All caps, one word. Again, it's on the screen right there at the bottom for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Another team that I think that is probably going to be a QB-needy team this offseason. Let's face it, Packers fans, Jordan Love is not your guy. He's not cut from the same cloth as guys like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. And although he has the talent to be someone along those lines, he's got good arm talent, good arm strength, some nice playmaking instincts. This season, it just hasn't been good for Jordan, man. He bombs it down the field. He's not particularly accurate. He doesn't make great decisions. Less than 60% completion percentage, not a great number there. I just don't think Jordan Love is your guy moving forward. And if you have an opportunity to upgrade this offseason, whether it be via trade, whether it be via free agency, or whether it be early on in the draft, depending on where they're selecting, I think you got to pull the trigger there and you got to move on from Jordan Love. Obviously, here, New England's probably going to be looking for a quarterback. They're going to be blowing everything up, it seems, this offseason. Bill Belichick is probably going to be moving on. And it seems like Mac Jones is going to probably be released this offseason as well. So far this year, 65.4 completions, just over 2,000 yards, the same amount of touchdowns as interceptions. Not a great number there, in his QBR among the lowest in the league at 38.9. And then also in the sabermetrics department, points above replacement, one of the more important value determiners for quarterbacks around the league. Mac Jones is dead last among NFL starters. Yes, that includes Kenny Pickett. Mac Jones, I just don't think he's a good fit for Bill O'Brien's offense. I don't think he was a good fit for the Joe Judge, Matt Patricia offense. I think this team has completely shattered any possibility of Mac Jones becoming a true starting quarterback. Now, could I see Mac developing into a nice starter in a Shanahan-style offense, these new school West Coast systems that are very QB-friendly? I absolutely think Jones could thrive in one of those systems. There is a reason why he was heavily rumored to be the quarterback that Kyle Shanahan wanted, number 3 overall when they traded up that season, or that offseason, I should say. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with Mac Jones moving forward. I still think that he has the intellectual ability to get the job done, but his accuracy has taken a big-time dip this year. He's going to have to get better in that department if he wants to be a bona fide starter in this league moving forward. Another team that's almost certainly going to be getting a new quarterback next offseason is to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield is on a 1-year contract. He's not played well over the last several weeks. He had kind of a nice start to the season, and you know what? He doesn't really turn the ball over that much, but overall, this offense is anemic. They can't run the football. Mayfield, even with good talent at the wide receiver position, can't really seem to find a groove here. And I just think that Baker is going to be more of a high-end backup after this year than a true starter. So if Tampa Bay, who's probably going to be drafting pretty darn high, has an opportunity to take a quarterback they like, I think they'll do that. Also, if they have the opportunity to maybe go get a nice veteran in free agency, I think they'd take him over Baker Mayfield at this point. Then the last team on my list today, the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm sorry, Raiders fans. I know you like AOC right now, but Aiden O'Connell is not your guy, in my opinion. He's not going to be your franchise guy moving forward. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think we all understand at this point, stinks outside of the Kyle Shanahan offense. I kind of called that one, man. But at the end of the day, we got Aiden O'Connell. I just don't think he's got enough talent to be a true bona fide starter in this league. The Raiders, right now they're sitting, at 5-6? They're probably going to be around middle of the pack in the draft order. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Raiders with a new head coach end up deciding to do at the quarterback position. But I just have a feeling it's not going to be Aiden O'Connell, and they're going to find somebody new. So did I miss any team here that you think is going to have a new quarterback at the start of next season? Do you think the Vikings? Do you think maybe some other team? Maybe the Lions, right? Jared Goff did not play well in Week 11 against the Bears. Could he be gone, right? So if there's another team that you think could have a new quarterback in 2024, let me know down there in the comments section to finish off today's show. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for all of your support. For more NFL news and rumors coverage every single day for free, make sure you click that subscribe button right now. And then you can also check me out on Twitter at Jack_Sperry. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. And until next time, peace, guys.